Right, let me just see if this is working. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, I'm recording from now on.
Okay. I don't feel pressure now.
What's your name?
I'm Bo.
Bo. Bo, tell us where we are and what you're doing.
So we are in Tower Hamlets Cemetery Park, and I'm just doing my Friday shift at Blue Daisy coffee truck. Well, it's called the Pavement Patisserie, but...
And describe it for us. What is it? What is Blue Daisy?
So Blue Daisy, it is a very cute little blue tuk-tuk thing with a coffee machine at the back. Table and chairs and stuff right in the middle of, well, not in the middle, at the entrance to the park. Yeah.
And this is here how many days a week?
Thursday to Sunday, weather
Thursdays.
depending.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a fair weather business.
Yeah.
You're just waving at someone. So this is a customer who wants to come. I'll wait till the customer's done their coffee. I'm just going to get the sound of this coffee machine.
Yeah. Sorry, that's too loud.
You've got some hair scrunchies on the side of this van.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, this is a side business.
This is a side business.
Two businesses in one.
Yeah.
So you make hair? Is it? Are they Is
Yeah.
that the correct thing? Scrunchies?
Yeah, well done, yeah. Yeah, that's my side hustle.
Everyone's got to have a side hustle.
Exactly.
So, when it comes to hustling, is that something that you worked out for yourself that you have to have a hustle as part of getting by every week, or is it something that was always part of your character?
Good question.
Like when you're in the school playground where you're selling sweets, was it that kind of? Have you always been like that?
I wasn't that kind of guy. Or gal. Here we go. Oat flat white. Thank you. I started it in lockdown because I was like, why ever not? I was doing textiles in GCSE, and then there was a massive scrap box, and my teacher told us and taught us how to make scrunchies out of scraps, and I thought, what a great way to use scraps. And I started it in lockdown, posted up my first Instagram post, like when we were in quarantine, and yeah, it's not stopped since then.
Is it something that you do whether people wanted it or not? Like, would you lose heart if nobody was interested in it? Would you lose heart and drop it and start a different hustle?
Yeah, I think scrunchies are the kind of, well, I realised in lockdown that they're kind of coming back, and so I've seized that moment, and they haven't really gone out yet.
You've been surfing that wave.
Yeah, literally. But I'm hoping my end vision is to start a bridal business, a bridal.
Oh wow!
wear
Okay.
company. So, but I do like bridesmaid bundle scrunchies, and that's kind of my. Still figuring it out, but I'm trying to weave my way to somehow get a wedding dress company going.
This is good. So you've got something you're aiming for. You've got a dream. Have you got the path to that dream yet, or is it still a dream?
I'm trying to make steps to get there. So it's a whole long story, but
We've got all day.
we've got half an hour. So, well, to answer your previous question, now this might sound proper whack, but so I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. And when
Lucky
I was-
Jesus, good for you. You know. He needs his followers.
And so when I was in like my church youth group, there's this thing called like prophecy in, well, we know it, but like in Christianity, the Holy Spirit, we believe that the Holy Spirit tells us, it lets us in to some things that we might not know. So my youth leader, he just had this like word for me saying that I'm going to be a businesswoman. And I was like 14 and I was like, what? That sounds so boring. Because I didn't understand, like, I thought, I just heard business and I was like, oh no, that sounds too like corporate for me or whatever.
And nobody wants to wear a suit when they're a teenager. They're like,
No, exactly.
I'm never going to work in an office. And then everyone works in an office when they're older. So anyway, so your youth leader said this, but and it stuck.
It stuck. And there was a few things like on that journey throughout my teenage years. So I did like a church internship last year. I went to Guernsey for my placement.
Okay. That's very different from London.
So different. I don't think you could get any more different. But it was beautiful. It was good for me to get out of because I've grown up in the same house, massive family, busy London. Yeah. So it was nice to just get out and just do stuff on my own for a bit.
You said just before we started recording, when we were chatting, when you were making a coffee for me, you said, I'm E3 born and bred. Mm-hmm. So this is your manor, this is your hood. Going to Guernsey, going out on your own. Was that the first independent moment in your life?
Yeah.
How did it feel?
It was, leading up to it, I was quite scared. But then, this is another thing. I asked God to give me peace because he says in the Bible that he is the Prince of Peace. So I'm like, okay, Lord, please can I have some of that peace? And literally, I tell you no lie, it was... He delivered. And I just felt this, and normally I would just... In the January leading up, I was bricking it. And then I was leaving in April, and the first, it was like from like March to when I was about to leave, I've just felt this supernatural peace of just like, I should be freaking out now, but I'm actually alright. And even and it was sad to say goodbye to my family and whatever, but like the second day I was like, yeah, cool, let's go. It was a bit weird, the transition bit, but and it was the best time. And this is my dad.
Oh, no way.
And he's the pastor of our church.
Amazing. Yeah. Why is he walking past here?
He comes and gets a coffee sometimes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, or hot chocolate.
Well, beckon him over, because I don't want to stop him getting his coffee.
Yeah. He'll be good to talk to as well.
He's deep in conversation with somebody.
Maybe
so you got to Guernsey, and you were just like, right, I'm on a roll, God's given me the peace. What did you do when you were there? How did it work? What were you doing?
Good question. So I was just like serving in a local church there, and also I was doing like some life coaching thing with this couple I met in the church.
They were coaching you, or you were coaching them?
They were coaching me, because I did the whole internship year because I just had no idea what I wanted to do in my life. I feel like I had too many passions, too many dreams.
Like all of us.
Yeah.
When you're starting out, you're like, I can do anything, but I'm not sure if I can do anything. Exactly.
I'm like, I was just a bit crippled with like, where do I start? What do I do? Cut a long story short, I had an encounter with God on the beach, and he just gave me this business vision. Because I was also...
This was in Guernsey still?
This was in Guernsey.
Yeah.
And I'd often go to the beach and spend time with God and just read my Bible at sunset and stuff. Because I'm I live in London.
That sounds really kind of peaceful and...
Yeah, exactly. And I'm from London. When else am I ever going to have this opportunity to just drive to the beach, watch the sunset every night? When else?
Well, I mean, you could go down the low tide to Wapping. There are beaches.
Crikey.
Come
Why
on.
didn't I think of that? So I went to the beach often, and I'd just open my Bible, And one time I asked God, I was like, where do you want me to go in the Bible? And I felt him tell me to go to Hosea 4. So I read Hosea 4, never read Hosea before. That's one of the books of the Bible.
Right. New Testament, Old Testament?
Old Testament.
Old Testament. Oh.
Yeah.
Old school.
Old school, baby. Yeah, and so I read Hosea 4, and it was all about like not hate. It's basically Hosea is summary of Hosea is God telling this man Hosea to go and marry a prostitute to kind of redeem, just to, it really summarised, to like show God's heart for his redeeming love and how he is pursuing all the time and how he will never fail to run after you. So that was cool, whatever. And then I asked God, I was like, okay, this is a bit random, why did you get me to read this, Lord? And I felt him tell me, like, these are the kind of people you're going to be quite close with and work closely with. I was like, okay, interesting. Fine, cool. And then I went to the beach again, and I was just doing some scrunchies before I went to the beach, and I got some dresses from the charity shop because I couldn't find any good fabric shops, and there wasn't any fabric shops that was affordable. So I went to
It's
charity
Guernsey.
shops.
It's full of tax exiles and millionaires.
Literally. So yeah, got an old dress, was like cutting it up and making them into scrunchies. That was before I went to the beach. When I went to the beach, on the way, I got this idea of like, I can literally like just reuse old wedding dresses, take them apart, and just make them into new ones. And then when I got to the beach, it was like, it was mad. It felt so normal and so like nothing out of the ordinary. But also there was such like a divine sense of like, basically God just downloaded this vision and this bridal company business thing to me when I just sat down on the beach. And it felt so normal, but it felt significant and it felt important and divine. And it was like basically restoring old wedding dresses can be a business, but also restoring of women and bringing them out of like prostitution in unsafe work environments into safe work environments, to unleash their creativity, to like teach them to sew, to teach them to run a business, and like those kind of things. So that's kind of the heart of the vision in simple terms. So I just serve this guy.
Hello.
No, that's fine.
Hi there, sorry to disturb. That's okay. Cappuccino. Yeah. Regular.
Thank you.
How you doing?
All right,
Which one of you's dad?
I'm Dave. Yeah.
Right.
I'm doing a podcast, Dad. I'm going to be famous.
This could be your ticket out here, Gil.
Lovely. Is it about coffee or what's it about?
It's about whatever.
Ah, nice.
So the point of the podcast is I just stop and chat to people in public places.
Brilliant. So you
And
didn't
Bo's-
plan this today? You just
Yeah, and I was
out
just
and
cycling
about?
through. I used to live the other side of the park over there. I know this park, so I was cycling through. I got a coffee, got chatting to Bo, and she said, yeah, why not?
Ah, yeah, it's
chatting.
lovely. What's your name?
She can't talk.
Yeah.
after her mother.
We've only just got started. At the moment, we're at a point of where everything fell into place in Guernsey for bridal dresses.
Wow.
I'm telling him about Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Jesus is a big part of the conversation.
Man. He's the biggest.
Well, that's interesting. So what's your podcast called?
It's called Other Lives Are Available.
Oh, nice. I like that.
And
That's
it's
nice.
just 50% men, 50% women around East London.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah,
Anyone
sounds
and
good.
everyone.
Sounds interesting. Lovely. What's your name?
Dave.
Dave. I'm Jack. Dave. Nice
Jack-
to meet
Jack,
you.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
You
you
get him
too.
on your podcast. I'm Tom.
Tom, nice to meet you.
You get this man on your podcast, half of East London will know about it.
Great. Let's
Yeah.
do that, Jack. Let's make it
Yeah.
happen.
This man's got a story.
It's really good. It's really good.
What's your story, Jack? How come you're here in this park?
Well, because I've met Tom today.
Yeah.
For
Are
a
you all buddies?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
We go back about 25 years. So I met Tom when he first come down to London, with an ex-girlfriend of mine, and he used to do a little meeting in a sunbed shop, and that's where he started his East End church.
Yeah.
So you used to do your ministry from a sunbed shop?
When I first met Jack, I was part of another church, and we used to go in the sunbed shop
And have a meeting on a Thursday, weren't it? It was Thursday night meetings.
Ian and Tony. And then when we started East End Church, that was 15 years ago now, and we.
So that's the name of your church, East End Church?
Yeah.
It's just called East End Church?
East End Church, yeah. And then we had, we couldn't find anywhere to meet, and Jack goes, he ran a boxing club up in Bow.
Very East End?
Very East End. And he goes, we don't use the club on a Sunday, come and use it. So my first pulpit, when we started the church, was the Red Corner.
And the reason they loved it so much.
Oh, that's theatrical.
Yeah.
And the reason that they loved it so much, because it had such a good acoustics in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what Tom didn't tell you is they do a lot of musicians, so the musicians used to turn up, and it was a perfect place for the drums and the music and the guitars.
Great.
It was a good
So,
setting.
so music is part of the worship, part of the ministry, part
That's
of
a
the...
big part of it, isn't it?
was,
Yeah. Is it still now? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Nice.
And the singing and the gospel choir and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun.
It's
Sunbeds, boxing clubs. This is unusual. This is unusual.
Yeah.
You ain't heard half of it, mate. It's, no, it is.
Yeah, it's an interesting journey, you know.
It is.
Like, all in the name of Jesus with Tom, and I met like Tom through Jesus, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's our connection.
So you've both got faith. You've also got the faith.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's all with me. I was a
Nice.
builder before.
Okay.
I was a roofer.
Right.
And then when I put my tools down to start the church, wasn't for everyone's cup of tea, but Jack wasn't worried about that. Some people were a little bit kind of, who do you think you are? And actually, So we started off in the boxing club, and it had mirrors round and all, so it looked like you had a huge congregation to start with.
It helps.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm talking to thousands.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's right.
It's interesting you say that also that some people are like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Because are they just don't put it in my face, or they just don't tell me about it? I don't want to know.
Well, it's the distance. Everyone's distance from it at the moment, you know, because like no one wants to believe, do they, anymore? You know, faith's weak in the country, you know. So you've got people like Tom who's trying to spread light, and you know, and what that does is it, you know, people put their guard up. They're, oh, God's never helped me. What's He done to me? You know, you've got a lot of that in society at the moment. You know, like where faith is weak. So
I think
need.
there's always going to be that question, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
people are always going to come up with a rational reason as to why God is a vengeful God, or God doesn't care about people who deserve it,
Yes.
and only rewards people who don't deserve it. So there's always going to be the counter argument.
Yeah.
People can always justify not having the faith.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of that goes on, you know, and then like you've obviously, you know, in this day and age, there's, you know, lots of, you've got Islam as well, which is a very popular religion, you know what I mean? So, you know, you've got that sort of like taking over from, you know, what we was brought up on and what the country's values was originally, you know what I mean, is being changed. So, you know, it's all divided at the moment, isn't it? And, you know, you've got people like Tom who's trying to put a bit of light back in people's life, which is a beautiful thing, you know. And
How long have you been doing it, Tom?
The East End Church, 15 years.
How has it
Coming up.
changed in those 15 years? From the point of starting to the point of now, is there a way of summarising?
I think I've learned a lot myself. So I've grown up. So I'm not. I passed wind at school. That's all I had. I had no formal qualification at all. Left school, ended up working on the building. So I didn't go to theological college and that kind of stuff. But my Bible college, to be honest, was up the scaffolding. It was just kind of
so
working out my faith.
is this going on the podcast now?
Yeah. Is that all right?
Yeah, I don't want to come across about like what I said about Islam and that. I don't
Gotta
want
be
to.
careful,
You've got to
gotta
be
be
careful, you know.
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
that's
So-
fine. That's fine. You didn't say anything
Yeah.
untoward. I
Yeah.
mean, you're just describing the situation as it is.
Yeah.
This is an area which is Bangladeshi majority, and so
Yeah.
Islam is their faith.
Yes.
And that has been a massive part of the change in the area. Even over that 15 years, the increased influence of Islam has been we were saying it kind of stops diversity a little bit. It sort of stops the diversity because you're not allowed to sort of express anything else, and it's so I've had to learn what Islam is about, and I've looked into it, like genuinely looked into it, and since because we've got beautiful Muslim mates, like, but it's despite Islam rather than because of Islam actually. So, but that's the negative side of it. The positive side of it is that I think I knew early on, but I've learnt more and more that Jesus didn't come for the nice ones. He came for the ones that knew they needed help. Mm-hmm. And so that's me, that's Jack, you know, it's like, so we have a past that there's stuff that, skeletons in the closet, but it's not about how you start your race, is it? It's how you finish, and it means that there's hope for people like me, people like Jack, people like yourself, to actually finish your race properly, sort of thing, and God's helped us to do that.
Your daughter Bo was mentioning reading a passage from Joshua. She was talking about God saying to us, sorry, I beg your pardon, Hosea.
Go on, Bo.
Going to marry a prostitute, that whole thing about going to the people who are at the bottom of society or are rejected or are on the outside. That's right. It's kind of linking to what you're saying too. Yeah.
I think our church is quite Marmite as well. So some people really.
Can I ask you, have you got faith?
I haven't got faith, no.
Right, okay, I thought that.
But I grew up in like sort of Church of England kind of family. So I know the church, I know the Bible.
Oh, thank you.
But for me personally, I haven't got a faith. No.
What happened to your faith then, like from growing up in churches and?
Or is that what put you off?
Is that what put you off?
I'm not sure whether I ever had it. If that makes sense.
Interesting. Yes, good.
So we used to pray by our beds, do all that as little kids. Thank God for the sun and the trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I sang in church, sang in choirs.
Yeah.
I believe there is something out there.
Yes.
And I come from a Christian culture, so that is the way that I understand faith.
Yes.
But me personally, I don't feel the presence of God.
Oh, God bless you, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God bless you.
Would you like to?
Yeah, I think
If it was,
do you know what I envy people?
Well, can I just say something
people
now?
of faith.
Can I just say something to you now? God brought us right here today, together, right now. Right. In the name of Jesus. That's why I'm meeting you now.
Yeah,
because that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And that is all that there is.
The serendipity.
So I've met you today through Jesus. So you know what I mean. Otherwise, I would have never met you. If it wasn't for Jesus today, I would have never.
We
have
come
met
from
you.
different directions.
Yeah, I would have never have met you today.
That's true.
I would
Absolutely true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Jesus introduced us today, and I'm glad he did. You know. When Jesus came into my life, he was always in my life because my mother is Irish. So all our life we had Jesus in our life, pictures of him in our house. We used to go to church, Christmas night, you know. I mean,
Holidays and holidays.
Yeah. So we'd go over there, late night mass and things like that. It was all like part of Christmas. It was a buzz. Never took anything of it seriously. But then, when I was 23, which is a long time ago now, my life from the age of 10 was a bit dark. You know, a lot of institutions and a lot of, dark places, yeah? So, what happened is I met a couple of guys who was looking at a long time. I was looking at a long time. And they were praying for me regularly. And then one of them gave me a Bible and said, right, read this. So I started reading it, and I was reading it constantly. And then what happened was Jesus come into my life in a way that I could not say, there's not Jesus, he's not here, he's here. He showed himself in a way that it was in my face, like a whack on the head, like I am here and I'm here to help you. You know, so that's what sort of brought me really close, even though I was always close to him. That made me meet him, You know what I mean? And ever since that day, I've lived his way. You know
So
what I mean?
that was a proper like Blues Brothers moment. Blue light from the sky
No, it
hits you
wasn't a
straight
blue light.
up.
It was Jesus standing on the landing, looking at me.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
It was that direct.
It was there. He was there.
Right there.
He was there. You know, like there wasn't no ignoring it. He was there.
Blimey.
You know,
That's strong.
It was powerful.
And
And
this is in the exact
darkest-
opposite place that you'd
darkest
imagine.
place in the darkest time ever. You know what I mean? And you couldn't get any darker than that time that I was in. And one of the guys, I mean, he got 20 odd years in jail because his mates went like the same scenario as what Tom had. Like your mates all thinking you've lost the plot. These are all armed robbers, so they're in the nick for doing bits of work. So one of them, Jesus come into his life in such a way that he was unable to say, I wasn't there. He was unable to lie anymore. He didn't want to live a liar anymore.
interesting.
And
Oh,
what
wow.
happened is his mates wanted to kill him because they needed him to lie.
Yeah.
But his faith in Jesus was that strong that he said, I can't lie no more. I can't get in the court and swear on the Holy Bible. He said, there's no way on this earth I could do that. I'm going guilty. So him going guilty made them
became all
guilty.
him.
Blimey.
You know
that's
what I mean?
That's a difficult
yeah,
one.
so like, you know,
That's a
that's how
catch-22.
powerful. Like, he didn't look at it as no catch-22 or nothing. He just went, I am not lying no more. I'm not living this corrupt world that I've lived in. I'm never going to swear on the Holy Bible. He went, never. He went guilty, and that was, you know, one of the guys who, you know, like he really had an influence on me. You know, like he to the sense that every time I come to cell, he'd be there. You need him. You know, and just read this. He went.
What was that psalm?
Psalms 35.
That's it.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So like that was the psalm he
Right.
told me to read,
Yeah.
and then someone else said to me, read the psalm, and it happened to be the same one. And I just went, well, you know, like why is this? And I read it constantly, and then one day I just had my vision, and it was just there. It wasn't a vision. It was there. He was there looking at me. You know what I mean? Like, and I just was right. That's it. And I could never. And ever since I've done my best to be the person that I am today. You know what I mean? And through that, I run a charity where I help young people stay away from crime and gangs and drugs. I help, I help anyone who's vulnerable. You know what I mean? And support them as much as I can. And that was the start of my journey. You know what I mean? He showed me that I was better than what, you know what I mean? I thought I was.
And you never stepped off that path since you met him on that landing.
All of us have. All of us
Well,
have had,
you know,
You've had your moments of doubt, and you're like,
I won't say that I was influenced to step off that path.
Yeah.
It wasn't my choice to step off that path, but the life that I grew up in, even though I was at my darkest times, what I needed was a mate like Tom when I got out of jail to come to me and say to me, come and we're going to do this. But my mates, unfortunately, were gangsters and villains. So, you know, when I got out, that's the welcoming that I got. It was coming down the pub, let's get on it. You know what I mean? You're free now. You know what I mean? And like, I was torn between the two worlds. Do you know what I mean? So no, it took me a lot to, you know what I mean, stop. But now I realise, as nearly a 60-year-old man, now I realise that you wasn't really my friends. Jesus was my friend. You was part of what was the darkness, because.
and what Tom gives you in terms of support.
Well, when I see Tom, I see Jesus.
But that's also kind of
You know,
necessary.
like, that's who I see. I see Jesus in a dark place. So Tom brought a bit of life into my world because.
But the point I'm trying to get to, Jack, is the way you're talking about it is you need other Christians, other people who believe the same way to hold you true. You can't just do it on your own.
Well, at the
It's a
time,
community
at
thing.
the time when I was younger, I couldn't. But now, I mean, I hold it on my own all day long. But,
Yeah, so that has got
you know,
stronger. Your own
I was
commitment's got
still
stronger.
a young, fiery man. You know, I wasn't. You know, wore me rosaries, prayed me prayers every day, got me Bible. I've had my Bible since that day when I sweared in my Bible, I'll never let Jesus down. But like I said to you, unfortunately, you know, some of the life that I had before that change, I come back out to it as well. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, pals, come and you need to get out, you need a bit of this and you need that. And then the next thing you know, like, you're battling your demons.
And
do you know what I mean?
People have all got different starting places as well. You know what I mean? There's some people,
Yeah.
they've had lovely starts in life, they've been secure homes, prayed for, you know, real nice stuff. Other people have just had to fight from day one. And it's like, to become a follower of Jesus, it ain't like, you've got to sort yourself out, then you come to Jesus. You come to Jesus exactly from where you are, and he takes you where you are. It's like, it's the next step that you take that matters. It ain't like, are you going to step towards Jesus, or are you going to step away from Jesus? And that don't matter what kind of start you've had, immediately you become a follower of Jesus. You know what I
So
mean?
I'll give you an example of how Jesus works. So all of a sudden, something happened in this community where a grandmother and her granddaughter got murdered by two kids. They set them alight in their beds, right? Brutal murder, right? So what it was, I had a warehouse, what Tom was telling you about, where they come down their first church. That warehouse was meant to be a snooker hall. I was going to turn it into, I had 16 tables already ordered. I had 6,000 square feet of space. I was going to put a snooker hall in there, and I don't care what was going to happen. I was just chasing money. So what happened was, these two kids, 17-year-olds, they murdered a woman who my mum used to go to school with, and her granddaughter who was 17, just starting her A-levels in college and everything. She was going to be someone, yeah? 3 weeks before that happened, they threatened some other people that I knew. So because of my previous life, I knew a lot of people. So I went round and I says to their families, tell your kids to stop threatening people that they're going to do bad things to them, because they might threaten the wrong person soon. It's going to cause you a lot of trouble. So on the strength of that, everything was sorted. But 6 weeks later, they murdered these two. So they had the intention that they was going to do wrong. They got 30 years each for what they done. Recommended as well, so they'll serve the 30. So what happened was, while I was doing the place up, when they knew that I went and had a word with someone, they come to people who was close to me, and I says to them, fuck off. I don't want you round here. Don't come round near us, you bad apples. Right, you threaten people that I know, and I don't like what you've done. So go away, yeah? Now, what it was, when they done that and I was doing up the place, I went, I made a mistake. Right? Because what I should have done was said to him, come here.
Yeah.
And I should have pulled him close into me. And I should have said to him, right, you've got to change your life, you've got to do this. And then when I went to the funerals, and, you know, and I just said, no, I'm not doing the snooker hall no more. I'm not into all this no more. I've got to do something. I've got the power here to do something. I need to do something constructive. On the phone, right, I need boxing equipment. On the phone, I need a music and film studio. I want to get these kids creative. I want to show them a different world. And then all of a sudden, there's me working in my own battle, doing the right. And then who's one of my first people who comes to me and says to me, right, we're going to do this? Him. He wants to come and run the church from the place
Tom.
in Jesus' name. Do you know what I mean? So I know that everything that I've done was part of the plan. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it works. You know, like Tom said, he's coming in to help, and I'm working with the most vulnerable. Kids who ain't getting a breakfast in the morning, you know what I mean? They're going straight out, they're drug dealers, or they're this or they're that, because they've got nothing else to look for. They're not trained in anything else. They've got no skills. Like us, when we was kids, we had a few skills, you know what I mean? Like I said to you today, if it weren't for Jesus, I wouldn't be standing here with you now talking to you, you know what I mean? So I'm really glad that I met you today. And
He redeemed stuff, you know, he redeemed stuff.
it's nice to have a chat with you, you know what I mean? We weren't expecting this, we was only coming for a copy. You know, a little
This is
catch
what
up,
happens.
you know, so You should get down to the East End Church one time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'll give you a card right now.
you should get down. Come and see us down there.
Well,
Right,
mate, you
I'm
want
not.
some
I'm not going to
stories?
commit to this, but I'm going to say I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
intrigued.
Just come and have a little butchers. You know what I mean? You don't have to commit to nothing.
No, mate. We get visitors every week, and people come and go as they please. There's no.
Yeah, there's no pressure. It's not like any church you ever know, to be honest with you. It's called the East End Church.
Yeah.
Like it is literally.
It's rough around the edges, but it's very sincere.
Yeah,
Very sincere,
yeah. It's just community people. But
Well, I'm gonna continue talking
All right,
about.
yeah, sorry,
no, that's
no,
fine. I need to hear her
I'll
life
take
story.
that's good.
We've got
that's
as far
good.
as Guernsey so far.
Ah, brilliant. But I'll tell you what, that was a lovely cup of
Yeah.
coffee. I'll have another one of them as
Another
well.
one, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll
All right.
paper this one, yeah? How old are you now, Bo?
20.
Wow. Unbelievable, eh?
She's just a little girl.
Yeah, she was,
So
yeah.
you've been 5 years
Yeah,
old.
5
when you
years
started
old,
boxing.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember it. I remember freaking being freezing out my.
It was cold, wasn't it?
It was cold, yeah. Well, no central eating up there.
Just expand a bit on the justice thing.
Yeah.
Why have you got a sense of justice? Why do you care?
Okay. Good question. I think off the top of my head, and I can go a bit deeper, I think, but because growing up in the East End and like, you're right.
Yeah, I just thought I'd join in with the conversation or whatever.
How you doing? How you doing?
Guitarist.
Lazy, I just stay in bed. I'm lazy, I just stay in bed. I don't want no money, I don't want no bread. I'm lazy. I'm going on. I love you, Bob.
Nice to meet you.
You're an artist. See you later. That was literally what I was going to say. Growing up in the East End, you're exposed to everything and everything. And
that old gentleman who just came and gave us that little soliloquy, that little monologue. He's got a bottle of wine in his pocket. He's cheerful. Well, at least he's in a good mood.
yeah.
Oh, here's a customer.
Yeah, here's another one. Hello. Yes, of course. Sorry, Jane.
No, that's fine. Right, let's try and multitask this.
Yeah, okay.
Two things at once.
Will you be able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think from a young age, growing up in this area, I think, and it used to be a lot rougher. It's still a bit rough now, but gentrification and all that jazz. Yeah, just exposed to, and because I always, like, if my dad was taking me to school, he knows everyone, so
Lots of chats.
lots of chats and
Lots of communication with lots of different kinds of people.
exactly.
So you got to so your dad's ministry and his engagement with people kind of gave you probably a broader than most understanding of everyone around you.
Yeah, and yeah, it wasn't super sheltered, and also like whenever I'd have personal questions of like what I've seen or what I've heard at school or whatever, my parents were really good at just like being open with conversations and actually like taking us seriously and answering questions. No question was a bad one or not allowed.
Where's your mum in all of this? We've heard about your dad. We've met your dad. Talked to him. Tell us about your mum's part of your growing up and your understanding of the world. And maybe this thing of justice too. Has your mum got a strong sense of justice?
Yes. My mum has a massive heart for everyone. She had 5 kids and she's had to do a lot, and like literally raising 5 kids. I can't remember what I was going to say. yeah, she's got a massive heart for people around her. She loves deeply, and yeah. So I think mum and dad, like, they both didn't hide away from tricky people or tricky situations and stuff. They were there to be the light in the darkness and stuff. But yeah, so equally mum and dad.
So your upbringing is very welcoming. The door's open.
Yeah.
The table is set.
Well.
People are kind of like part of your. So as a kid, there were loads of people as part of your life that it's unusual to have so many people as part of your life.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Yeah.
Would you say you've inherited some of those? Do you end up talking to strangers? Like when you were a kid, you're probably like, oh, not again, mum and dad, can we just like go to the park or whatever?
Yeah.
But now you're doing the same thing?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I think to answer the question of the interest in people and justice, I've seen a lot of sad things that have happened to people, and so I think I have this sense of that's wrong when I see something bad, and like as everyone, but I think I feel quite deeply as well. Like I don't know why, but I feel things quite deeply. So if I'd like walk along the road and I see like a homeless person, or like that sounds so twee now, but but when I was younger, it would break my heart, like a 5-year-old just walking past. I'm like, what can I do? And then like if I'm walking with my mum, she'd start a conversation with the guy on the street and stuff, and I'd just be like, oh, actually there is a beautiful person in, like exactly what you said to me. Actually, the first thing you see about someone is often not what they actually are, and I think just being exposed to lots of different people, I've just developed a big heart for people and different people, and just an interest in different lives and how they do things and why they do things and what affects them, and just how they're made and how they act. I just love people.
But at the same time, you're old enough and wise enough to know that you can't change the world and you can't make everyone's life better.
Yeah.
And you can't solve people's problems.
Yeah.
Which is a conundrum. You can understand and feel the pain and feel the sense of injustice.
But
what do you do about it?
Yeah. I know someone who can help with that. And his name is Jesus. For real. But I think that's what's backing me. I know that's what's backing me, because I know there's this hope and joy and thing that people so often overlook and think it's something that it's actually not, and it's actually just the person of Jesus. Yeah, I think my life is just an arrow towards him. And that's what I want to do. Being like, we are in a messed up, broken world, but I know someone who came to fix it, and there will be a new world and new creation, and I want to be a part of that, and I want all of you to be a part of that too. There is a hope and restoration that can happen, and it's Jesus. Yeah.
You're shaking your hands in the air with joy because you're just like...
I feel like I can finally process my words out loud. Yeah, process my thoughts out loud, I mean.
That's the future. That's what you're aiming for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the present.
Yeah, and I am just one person. And I can't change the world. But yeah, I know who can.